Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Straight to Boston, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode number 22 of my Colorado Rockies series here on Out of the Park Baseball 16. And today we are back with the offseason after a very disappointing 2022. We have to come back and regroup and get ready for the 2023 season. We finished at 84 and 78 and missed out on the playoffs for the first time in a couple of years. I think it was our first time in 3 years, I want to say. Yeah, we had made 2 straight postseason appearances, so we miss out this time around, but we're going to have to bounce back, regroup. So we've got some offseason decisions to make. First one on Nolan Arenado, and this one is a pretty simple one. First thing we got to do, really, is get a new scouting director, as Bill Schmidt has decided to leave us, and he is not coming back, unfortunately. Yeah, he has no interest in working for Colorado, which is too bad. I don't know why. I guess he just got fed up with us or something, but anyway, so we've got to sign team staff. We got to find a head scout. Now, our assistant GM is John Mozeliak. So if we can't find a head scout with some good ratings, it doesn't even have to be it should be all coaches. You just gotta look at scout ratings. But if we can't find someone with good ratings, then I think I'll just give John Mozeliak the job. But we've got 2 guys here who could probably do the job very well. Adron Chambers. So definitely a different strength than Bill Schmidt. Schmidt was always really good at scouting the amateur draft, and he always got us good players to the amateur draft. Adron Chambers, a bit better at scouting the majors, minors, and the international. Let me just look at, let's go to team settings, and front office, personnel. John Mozeliak. So what are his scout ratings? How do I take a look at these? That's the question. Because I could appoint as the scouting director if I wanted to, but I don't know what his scout ratings are now. Let's see. I suppose I could just, well, I probably shouldn't do that. Come on, show me his scout ratings. What the hell? All right, whatever. We'll just go with Adron Chambers. I don't want to complicate it. All right. So let's offer this guy a contract. 4 years, perfect. All right, and that's the only thing we have to fill in. So I actually would like to skip ahead a few days here. What? Why does he have to be activated? He's out for 3 more months. Whatever. Yeah, the only thing I would like to DFA Ryan Johnson. The only thing I want to wait a couple of days for our head scout to sign first before we decide on any moves. Yeah, there's Chambers. Hopefully he signed. Usually he'll sign like before the first awards are handed out, or right around then. But yeah, we just want to make sure we are getting an eye at both the OSA ratings and the head scout ratings for any move that we decide to make. And there we go. All right, so now let's go to Nolan Arenado. And yeah, we're going to decline his team option. The question is, would we want to bring him back? I mean, for the right price, maybe, but I mean, $6.5 million. But he was really bad last year. He hit .231. Holy smokes! His strikeouts weren't. Well, actually, his strikeouts were up a little bit. Not too far up. What was his BABIP? His BABIP must have been low. Ooh, 248. So, I mean, that should bounce back in theory. But at the same time, we also have C.J. Brown. In Albuquerque. And Brown could probably come in and play second base for us, and we could move Foscolina over to third. But what I might do instead, actually, is bring Arenado back on hopefully a short-term contract. I don't want to make too long-term of a commitment for him, but if it's only $6.5 million, okay, so we don't have a lot of money to play around with in the first place this offseason, though, so I don't know, we got to figure some things out, I guess, from the rest of our... All right, can we release Miguel Castro? I'm so tired of this guy. We're also going to release Andrew Benintendi. Gillespie, I think we'll release him as well. All right, so other than that, Mutz, Nick Mutz, I think we'll just let go. I don't really want to pay him. He's been consistently sort of okay for us, but definitely replaceable. So, yeah, I think we'll let Mutz go. Christian Betancourt, he's pretty productive for us as a backup catcher. I don't know if he's going to command more money this year because of the good year he had, yeah. And he probably wants to be a starter, so we'll let him go. And then Arenado, we're still sort of undecided on. So Servance, Cervantes is another guy we could let go because I think next year we'll just come back with Cameron as our backup outfielder, and then we'll have Reyes, Sky Bolt, and David Dahl. Even though, I mean, we definitely need some insurance in the outfield, so we'll want to keep Cameron around because Dahl does have a tendency to get hurt. Behind that, J.J. Blede, Jorge Galvin. I think we have plenty of options. Plus, we'll have Mike Poppy back. So, all right, I think we can get rid of Kyle Cervantes, but I'm not going to release him. I think I'll try and trade him if I could. Poppy, I'd like to bring back. He's only got 1 year left though. He's coming off of a down year. I don't know if we would get much for him. We might actually have a better bet. Well, his BABIP wasn't that low. We might have a better bet, sort of trying to see if he can bounce back this year. Maybe get a qualifying offer on him next year. Johnson, yeah, we'll release him. Whoop. Who cares? All right, so these guys we definitely want to bring back though. But how much money have we freed up is the question. So now we have $6 million for an extension. But we still might move Cervantes and we still might move Poppy. Did we get a big payroll uptick? I don't know. I felt like we had more payroll to use last year, but maybe we just spent it all and I didn't realize it. Yeah, I guess we did. All right. We don't want to move these starting pitchers. I know Strasburg and Fernandez weren't great this year, but you just got to have pitchers like this if we're going to win in Colorado. So we're going to keep both these guys. We'll bring them both back. Hope they bounce back. Lindor will bring back. Man, David Dahl makes a lot of money. Ooh. I think we got to keep him for now, but the next 3 years at $45 million, that's not a great contract. Edwards, he's coming back. All right, so really the question is on Poppy and Cervantes. If we can get something for these guys, then maybe I'll move them. I think I'll move Cervantes either way. And if I can get something for Poppy, I'll move him. But if not, I think we'll just hold on to him if I have to. But all right, gonna cut out here. Let these offers get fielded. All right, so the offers for Mike Poppy are less than thrilling to say the least. The only one that I kind of like here is maybe getting Christian Walker, because he would give us a right-handed bat at first base. We could probably spot him and Will Benson. But, he makes $10 million, doesn't really save us any payroll. So I think I'm probably just going to hold on to Poppy here for his final season. But we still want to look at Cervantes. And also, one thing I do want to look at here is team home screen. All right, so we ended up first in runs scored somehow, even though we only scored 700. So it appears that pitching was once again the problem, which kind of surprises me. I feel like, hopefully these guys progress forward. I mean, maybe Aiken and Smith just aren't that good. But Russell, Parsons, we have a couple different pitchers here. I think if I wanted to move one of these guys, I think I'd move Austin Smith over Ash Russell. So maybe we might shop him around too. Or we could honestly package all these guys together too. But let's also look at Cervantes trades. But we could try and package some guys together and go after like another Sky Bolt type, another stud, superstar, but the thing is we can't really take much of a payroll increase, so if we did find that guy, he'd have to come cheap, and that might be a struggle to find. Alright, and the offers for Kyle Cervantes, like I thought, similarly kind of unimpressive, but it's kind of what I expected, so let's just look at player rankings here, and see if there's anyone that I might, really try and make a hard push for. And I see some young guys, but I think if we really wanted to, holy crap, wait, this Bautista guy was like 29th round draft pick? Whoa. Jesus. But if there's one position I really think we could upgrade at, maybe it's first base. Greg Bird. That's an enticing one because he does make a lot of money. But he's an Iron Man. He always puts up good stats in New York. Be a good addition to the offense. But I guess, really the offense wasn't the problem. We were first in runs scored. I just don't think we're going to be able to, we're certainly not going to get like a Jonathan Geddes. Maybe we could get a Justice Sheffield because Cleveland is in a rebuilding mode and he only has 2 years of team control left. So that could be a guy we make a push for with Austin Smith, one of our young guys, maybe even Ash Russell. Maybe we could do Russell and Smith and maybe some guys. I don't know. Could look at that. Dylan Tate, Connor Cannon, some other young guys here. Kyle Molnar. Man, Jonathan Geddes. How do they do this here? 2.59 ERA? 6.3 WAR. God, I love this guy. Oh, he's not even making anything too. Oh my god. All right, so I mean, let's see about a Justice Sheffield trade. I don't know how much interest Cleveland's going to have in some of our players like Mike Poppy and Kyle Cervantes, but I certainly think a good starter package might be Russell and Smith here. Maybe if we added Poppy and Cervantes, I don't know if they can even afford that. But let's see what it would take on top of these 4 guys, because these are 4 guys we could look to move, really. And if you can package them all together, I think you always got to try and do that. All right, so we could. I wouldn't mind giving up Daz Cameron maybe, or Milton Ramos. What about this Luis Reyes guy? He always pops up in trade offers. No, we don't want to give him up. So I mean, there's definitely we could get a guy like Justice Sheffield. The thing is, we're gonna have to pay him in a couple of years, but he probably he probably comes he would probably hit free agency right as Strasburg could potentially come off the books. Oh, whoops, who did I just add? Not Ortiz. So that actually might make some sense from a financial aspect. Because Strasburg, I think, has got 1 more year guaranteed, and then 2 team options after that. Sheffield's got 2 years of team control left. So that deal could make sense. I'd be willing to part with a guy like Milton Ramos, especially if we bring C.J. Brown in as the backup infielder next year. The thing is, do I really want to get... I mean, if I could, I'd like to keep Mike Poppy. Could we give up... Could give up David Dahl. No, we'll give up maybe Jairo Pacheco or something. Or one of these guys. Nieto. What are the other options? But this is really not a whole lot to give up, I don't think. Ocasio. Yeah, all right, we'll give up Luis Ocasio as well. Oh, where is he? Oh, there he is. Yeah, the only question is, I mean, if I could, I'd love to keep an Ash Russell. I don't know what they would demand otherwise. Benson, we could give up like an Alec Asher. Ooh, or this guy. Who is this guy? Oh, wow, so they really are not demanding a lot for Justice Sheffield. I bet this guy, this feels like one of those guys who once I trade him away is going to become like a 4-star player. Like Patrick Mahomes. Do you see him here? Where is he? Yeah, look at that. He immediately becomes like he was like a 3-star player. He's not that good still, but, the guy was complete crap with us. All right, so Smith, Cervantes, Ramos. This really is not a big package for Sheffield. I will give up Austin Smith, though, because if I kept Austin Smith, then I'd have like 7 starters. Even keeping Russell, I have 6 starters still. But that's also not the end of the world. I don't mind having 6 starters. But all right, yeah, so we'll give up Austin Smith. I'm fine with giving up Smith. He's 26, and really in most of the OOTP saves that I've done, Smith turns into a sort of good but not great pitcher. And I don't know how effective those guys are going to be in Colorado. I'd rather just go after the best of the best, like a Justice Sheffield, and like a Steven Strasburg, like a Jose Fernandez. That's why I like trying to build my team around the best of the best starters. So, all right, I think we'll do this deal, though. This is definitely not a lot to give up for Sheffield. They're a rebuilding team. It makes sense if they would want to, capitalize on Sheffield's value right now. 26 years old. I'm all for it, so let's do it. All right. Pick up Justice Sheffield. All right, and let's look at salary arbitration. So Sheffield, is contract set? Oh, he might just not be on the active roster yet is the thing. Yeah, throw him on there. All right, now... Oh, he's still in here. Maybe we got to skip a day for him to get on the arbitration list. Or not. I don't know. What happened? Is Sheffield... Did he get locked up on an extension already that I didn't realize? Oh, okay. He signed next year $8.7 million already. Okay, that's cool. I'm totally fine with paying him that. All right, so as for the rest of the guys, bring them all back. Poppy. Man, I really don't want to pay you this much money, but I think I'm gonna... yeah, all right. 7.5. We'll do it. Daz Cameron, we'll bring him back. 4th outfielder, 3.5. It's kind of a bit for a 4th outfielder, but considering our injury issues and stuff like that, I think it's a fine cost. It's a fine price to pay. Birdie will bring back. Urias, definitely want him back. Get him at a nice cheap contract because he got hurt this past year. 1.25. Oop, how about 1.35? All right. And Asher will bring back as well. 2.4, that's fine by me. All right, and now the question is Nolan Arenado. So we've got $5 million to work with on an extension with him. Man, so maybe we should have gotten rid of Poppy. I don't know. I don't think it's doable to bring him and Arenado back, and I think I'd kind of rather have Arenado. So I might have screwed myself there. Unless I can still dump him to maybe like Cleveland or something. Where is he? Oh, what is he, a left fielder in this? Right fielder? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to dump him. This could prove to be tough. I don't think there's really anyone else I want to move off the payroll to bring Arenado back. I'd have to package him with Cameron. I could package him with Pacheco maybe. Get him off the books. Could we possibly get like an actual half-decent reliever for these two, this combo? Probably not, but ooh, maybe. Riley Pint looks like he's a pretty solid one. So I would certainly do this then. Carlson, Dahl, Gaston. Yeah, we can give up Gaston. And Pint, clean-cut lifestyle. Looks like he's a pretty solid reliever. Ground ball tendency. First-round pick. Jesus. And he's got a lot of team control left. Definitely rather have him over Garrett Hudson. Could get both though, it looks like. Yeah, Justin Cook. Give up Justin Cook. Alright. So we get a couple extra relievers here. That will be nice. Good addition to the team. Only question is if there are any young relievers. But no, it doesn't really look like it. Alright. Victor Cuestas. Name rings a bell, I don't know why. But alright, so we'll pick up a couple of relievers for Poppy, Pacheco, a couple other guys. Yeah, I think we're going to have to give up Pacheco here to get this deal done, but that is quite alright. They do not mind. Get two better relievers anyway, at least in my book, and our head scout's book for that matter, which is kind of important. But alright, Pacheco. I don't know why they like him so much. They must think, maybe they think he's going to turn into a starter. I don't know. Not one to get too excited about anything. Alright. Cool. So we get Poppy off there then, let's see. Yeah, just still a 2-star player. It's disappointing. I liked having Poppy on the team. He was really good for a couple of years with us, but I think based on the prices, position of need, a couple different factors, Arenado, I'd definitely rather keep. So the question is, can we get him on a shorter contract, like maybe a 3-year team option at $6 million possibly? I mean, even I'd love to do two team options. I don't think that's gonna fly though. Ooh, all right. Apparently it will. All right, so we'll do that. And $6 million a year. It's basically only a 1-year contract. So I like that. And if he starts to struggle, I can put CJ Brown in there, DFA Arenado, and that'll be that. So all right, I like the way things are shaping up though. We improve our pitching staff a lot, which is nice. We got Dahl. We'll have Reyes and Brown up, but I'm going to wait to save the service time on them. So I'll call them up, a couple weeks into the season or whatever. Yeah, and I think the rest of our team is pretty much set. Benson will take over at first base full time next year. That'll be something interesting to see. Dillard hopefully can bounce back. He's got to play better than he did last year, that's for sure. Alright, so I guess the only hole on this team really is first base. I mean, I don't love having Benson as the only guy there, but, I mean, I suppose, well, I don't know. It'll figure itself out. I'm not too worried about it. That's a spot you can easily upgrade in season. And as for the pitching staff, we've got Sheffield. We'll put him in as the number 3 next year. And then we still have Russell, Aiken, and Parsons. Alright. So I'm going to skip ahead here now till when free agency starts, and we will be back. Alright, so we are just a couple days ahead of free agency here, and we did win one major award. I didn't even realize it, but Sky Bolt had a massive second half for us, and he ended up with a 4.9 WAR. So I thought it said 5.1 earlier, but yeah, he ended up with a really good season for us. He OPS'd over 1,000 down the stretch, and he ended up winning the MVP, which is pretty cool. And I think he also won the Silver Slugger. That's where it said he had. Yeah, it says he had 5.9 WAR here, but oh, maybe I did my math wrong. No, that's definitely 4.9. I'm not going crazy, am I? I don't know. Whatever. And yeah, so I think that was the only major, or those were the only major awards we won. But all right, so we've got free agency here in just a couple of days, and let's see what is going to be available here. All right, international market. So we still haven't really seen a stud international free agent yet. I promise this does happen. Maybe it just doesn't happen so much at the beginning of OTP save. Maybe it happens more like at the end, or not at the end, but as the years go on. But we could certainly sign. Where was he? Fujita. Looks like he'd become a good potential reliever. He's not demanding anything. He's just demanding a minor league contract. So why not? We'll try to see if we can get him. Let's go to the offseason center. All right. So free agents: Maikel Franco, Buster Posey, Matt Carpenter. We really don't have money for a lot of these top guys. The question is, would we want to potentially improve upon our bullpen here through any type of free agent, whatever, you know what I mean. Oh, we still have Hector Garcia. Jesus, I guess he is one international free agent we signed. But anyway, all right. So for the bullpen, I don't think we really need to make too many big improvements. We added a couple guys. Plus, we'll have one of our starters in there, assuming no one gets hurt. So I don't think we really need to add to the bullpen there. I'd really say the only thing that I feel like I would want to try and do at this point is still try and go after a trade for a guy like Greg Bird, but I just don't think we have the money to do that at this point. I mean, what does he make? 20. Yeah, we definitely don't have 20 million. I don't think we can match the money with anyone, unless we wanted to give up David Dahl. But I mean, if it's just like Daz Cameron, well, I mean, we might be able to have the money, but the thing is, then at that point, then we're not going to have any money to spend on the draft next year or in international free agency. So I would say if we wanted to make a move for like a Greg Bird type, it's something we should wait to do in the offseason. Right now, we have a cheap. We should wait till the trade deadline, because right now we have a cheap, controllable first baseman in Will Benson, and he did play well last year. I'd like to see what he can do in a larger sample. So I'd say going after our first baseman right now, not a top priority. But we do have money for free agents, apparently, because I don't know how it happened. We did free up some money. Somehow. Don't quite know how. Yeah, we got $15 million for free agents. But I guess, we have a big payroll uptick next year, it looks like. So if we did bring guys in, it'd have to be like a one-year contract. Ooh, CJ Cron. This might be an interesting guy to bring in platoon at first base. If he's only going to cost $4 million. The thing is, all right, so what if we offered him 5 and we did one of those phony one-year contracts? Would he take that? All right. So we'll bring in Cron. Or we'll try to bring in Cron, I should say. Him and Benson, I think, could be a nice little platoon over at first. Go back game. There we go. And other than that, yeah, not really anyone here worth bringing in. I do not think. Tehran, Corey Knievel. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. The synchro. I think isn't he like a submarine pitcher? I don't remember. Shelby Miller. Apparently he's number 69. Steven Matz. Yeah, some names here, but yeah, no one really worth bringing in, I don't think. All right, so we'll see if we can get Cron. I'll cut out till we get an update on both him and that international guy. Oh my goodness, whoa. Here's another guy who left our team and immediately became better. Makey Perez. Wow, that trade we gave him for Corey Kluber was probably the worst trade I've ever made. Oh, never mind, this is a different trade. Oh, that's where I knew. Oh, no. Oh, okay, wait. Let's go to Perez's history. Was that the Corey Kluber trade? Oh, he was like immediately traded by Cleveland. Jesus. Okay, that was the Lindor trade. So that one wasn't bad then. I don't mind giving up Perez and Mahomes for Lindor and Max George. How's George done? Oh, he's a free agent. Yeah, he's not really been that good. All right, so yeah, I would consider bringing him in if I didn't have C.J. Brown, because he's only demanding $1 million. But because we have C.J. Brown and we have that Kendall Lucas guy, We don't really need them. All right, so I'm going to cut out, and I will be back. All right, so we have the Rule 5 draft here, and I decided to skip the portion where I add everyone to the... Whoops-a-daisies, I just completed the draft. Okay, never mind. I meant to pick... okay, I liked a couple guys in the list there, but whatever. Not a huge deal. But alright, I guess I will cut out again. Alright, so both CJ Cron and... I'm going to have to figure out how to pronounce this guy's names. Oniji Fujita, I think is how I'll go with it. They both signed on. Didn't really have any trouble with them. No bidding wars or anything. And there we go. Alright, so... I think that is pretty much going to do it for the offseason for us. I don't really think... Oh, you know what? We need a backup catcher still. But we're going to have infielders, going to have outfielders. So I'll target a backup catcher, but I'll just worry about that off camera. I don't think you guys will really care too much about that. But alright, other than that, I think we will just skip ahead here until, probably until the end of spring training, as we usually do. So alright, I will see you guys then. Alright, so we are back with the, or at the end of spring training here, April 5th. And we did sign a backup catcher. We signed Christian Vasquez, of course, an old friend. I think this is like his third stint with the team. Let's see, I guess it's only his second, but he did play 2 years with us before, and he was pretty solid for us. But anyway, so we brought him back, 2-year contract. It's one of those phony, you get a team option. 1.6. We did have to outbid a couple teams for him, but 1.6 is definitely no big dent in the wallet. And so as for the lineup, you can take a look at what it's going to look like. We're going to go with Lindor, Foscalina, Sky Bolt, Jose Reyes. So I forgot that I actually had Reyes up for a majority of last season. Or not a majority of last season, but a good portion of last season. So he actually has already burned enough service time that it's not worth keeping him in AAA anymore. We're just going to have him start out the year in left field. Then Thomas Dillard, David Dahl, Nolan Arenado, and Will Benson. And then, of course, against lefties, we'll have Cron in there for Benson. And one guy that I actually didn't realize I kind of forgot about was Carter Kieboom. And I kind of wish I had given him a shot to be that right-handed first base bat, because I think he could transition well into playing first base. And he's had a couple good years in AAA. So if Cron starts to struggle this year, I don't think I'll hesitate to give Kieboom a shot there. We got some pretty notable names in AAA. We'll bring C.J. Brown up eventually. We got Connor Manaus in AAA. Oniji Fujita, who's overall has got up a little bit, which is nice. We got Bryant Harris in AAA. Too bad he's 25 now. But anyway. So we got some pretty notable names in AAA. We got some good depth heading into the year. But anyway, pitching staff. We're starting out the year with Brady Aiken in the bullpen. He really didn't have a good spring training on top of, his pretty bad year last year, although I guess he did improve a little bit at the end. But he'll start out the year in the bullpen. We've got Fernandez, Strasburg, Sheffield, Russell, and Parsons. And then obviously, especially if one of those last two struggles, we'll quickly get Aiken back in there. But for now, we'll put him as the long man and emergency starter. And we did suffer one pretty big injury. Well, it's not a huge injury, but it was a long-term one. Garrett Hudson out for the year with Tommy John surgery. Or not Tommy John, he tore a rotator cuff, which is too bad. He had a pretty good year in Cleveland last year. Probably would have been a nice addition to the bullpen, but we already have Jesus Sanchez and Connor Manaus in AAA, so not a ton of room in the bullpen as it is. But all right, that is that. So let's simulate ahead here till opening day. We can look at the preseason predictions, top 100 prospects, etc., etc. Just got to skip ahead a few more days here, and we'll see. I think last year in the preseason predictions, we were predicted to win the division, and of course that didn't really mean jack, but still, we'll see. It's always an interesting thing to just see where because I think it is a good indication of what the game thinks about your team. So we will see. As I've said for like the third time in the last minute. Someone said they should start a drinking game every time I say "Holy smokes, take a shot." And I thought that was pretty funny. So shout out to you, guy. But all right, Esteban Ortiz, top 100 or top 10 prospect. Nice. All right. So him and that other Luis Reyes guy, we've got some good middle infielders coming up in the future. Other than that, no one there. Pancho Vasquez. I feel like that name rings a bell for sure. But let's look at the preseason predictions. All right, so we were projected to win 92 games, but only be good for second place. Top 10 hitters, Sky Bolt, Dominic Foscalina, and Francisco Lindor. Top 10 pitchers, Justice Sheffield projected to be one, but no Strasburg or Fernandez, so interesting to see there. But all right, so and Jose Reyes projected to be a top 10 hitter apparently as well. But I don't know, they usually project some of our young guys to do that, and they almost never do. Like, wasn't Dillard supposed to be a top 10 hitter last year? And now he's not. But anyway, so 92 wins. Cool beans, cool beans. And let's take a look at the MLB top 100 prospects list. Just see how many top 100 prospects we've got. Oh no, this is player rankings. Never mind. Actually, we can take a look at this as well. Why not? Let's see. So we got obviously Sky Bolt at number 1. Francisco Lindor creeping in at number 17. That's nice. For pitching, Sheffield and Strasburg right there. Fernandez number 9, and no one else. Now let's look at prospects, and we can sort this by team. We've got Esteban Ortiz at number 10, Ivan Nava at number 36, and Danny Taylor at Ivan Nava at number 87, Danny Taylor at 36. Nava, scouting discovery. All right. And Taylor, how far along is Taylor? I'm just curious. His potential went back down according to our head scout, so I have a feeling this guy's going to bust because Bill Schmidt didn't like him for a while, and then he sort of came around on him. But now our head scout, who's really good at scouting the minors, doesn't like him. So I have a feeling Taylor's going to bust. So if I can put Danny Taylor in a trade, I'm not going to hesitate to. But let's look at pitchers. So we've got Matt Carlson, Wilson Cortez, Hector Moreno, Dwayne Gray, and Juan Nieto. And Gray already number 28. He was our first-round draft pick last year, so he's actually he was a second-round draft pick. Wow, so that's looking like a good pick. But all right, so there we go. That is that is that, I suppose. So we will next episode we will have the mid-season update, and hopefully this season will go better than last season. So that's gonna do it. I hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching. Those out. Peace.